Fantastic. So now it is my pleasure once again to introduce a new presenter, and we have Jessie B who's going to talk to us about Never Use Alone, and away we go. Jessie, you got it?
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Yes. Yay. I am so sorry. Thank y'all for waiting on me. This has been a day. I actually outed myself as I put a face with the name of my program here in Southwest Georgia for the first time, and I've done everything under the radar, under the cover, and I have had 42 nervous breakdowns today. I've cried 18 times, and I'm crying just for joy now, and I'm just happy to be here with y'all. So I'm here to talk about Never Use Alone. I'm kind of got asked to do it at the last minute. So I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of stats, a little bit of figures, so a little bit about who I am, and then just kind of open it up more for questions, because I think the questions would be the best way to drive the conversation. So I'm Jessica Blanchard, Jessie B with Never Use Alone. I am the education director, and I've been with the organization about 3.5 years or so. 3 years. So I think what's important to know, let's just go on and start with the numbers. Never Use Alone being a overdose detection and response system that works via telephone, 800-484-3731. 3.5 years, we have detected over 100 overdoses. I think we're at 101. We've had 25,000 requests for services of some type. 101 overdoses have been detected. We do not guarantee safety, because we can't. The war on drugs is a war on people, and we know that that's a fucked up war. And we know that our drug supply is such a way that we can't be safe no matter what we do. However, of all 101 overdoses that have been detected, all 101 of those people are still alive to tell their story today. Those would be people that weren't here. So, so thankful to be a part of what we do. We are endorsed. Never Use Alone is endorsed in over 60 peer-reviewed journals and articles at this time. We have over 100,000 media mentions and hundreds of official recommendations, from city and county, elected officials, EMS, fire departments, public health departments. What we do works. There's no doubt about that. As far as tech-wise go, I readily acknowledge that we are a bit behind the 8 ball with our technology. We are very low barrier, but we're also but the phone is a barrier. So what we started doing now, kind of switching things up a little bit. Of course, people call the line. If they don't get an answer because we're all busy, because our call volume has gone up exponentially, we can see who's called, and we shoot them a text real quick. Hey, it's Jessie B. Hold what you got. Somebody's about to call you back. A lot of our callers have found a ton of reassurance. Yes, last day. Have found a lot of reassurance in being able to video chat. So we are 100% open to FaceTime, Zoom, Jitsi. I've got a fake Facebook page. People want to do that. It doesn't matter. Those calls are amazing. And the connections that we make with people when they see that we're real people on this end of the line, and get to see us and hear what we've been through, that's where the magic really, really happens. Looking at going with maybe a Discord type thing, and that's kind of what we would like to see happen, kind of talking about that, last day. I'm just so thankful for him. If I don't know what I'd do. Cry all the time, probably. You know, going into more of a Discord type thing, and actually eventually having some of these chat rooms open so that those that are willing to and able and want to can virtually spot each other, not have to wait on one of us, because I mean, we ain't nothing but a person, right? We're just nothing but a person. And our goal is only that people don't die. So, you know, we're kind of working on some of those things. Of course, we refer people back to Brave. Those that want to do some, you know, that would rather do texting. We don't like to do texting personally. I'm just afraid somebody's going to walk off and forget me, or something happens. And I mean, I don't want to call the people if people don't need to be called just because they forgot me. So we're working through some things. Technology wise, we're behind the 8 ball. I admit that. But we dang sure love people. And I don't know how it gets much better than that. I mean, does anybody have any questions? I mean, y'all drive it. Where do you want to go?
I'm loving watching you wrap up the thing. You're like, I fucking hate this. It's so good.
I do.
You want to talk. I know you want to talk. Let's communicate. All right.
I want to answer the questions. Yes, I want
answer
to dialogue. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like so excited about the idea of drug spotting rooms where people can just kind of like come in. So we had that feeling in Puerto Rico at the hospitality suite where it was just like, I was like, people came into the room, they're using all different kinds of drugs. We were all hanging out there, and it was beautiful. And it was, you know, it was so chill. It was so chill. So this like getting away from the medical model, that particular piece, and so much. And then on the other side, like the needing to gather data to like, you know, help enforce or like and help create streams of income into that into the infrastructure, so that it's not just you answering 11,000 of those calls coming in. We can get some support. So like financially unsupported organizations we're just going to burn each other out. So I just like thank you so much. So everyone, please feel free to turn on your videos. If for some reason it says that your screen is locked, it's because I snuck into it and I turned your video off. Let me know and I'll put it back on. Jesse's hoping that we can have a bit of a combo. So let's get that started.
So I see somebody asked, how did we get started? It literally got started with a group of people sitting around about 8 months before I started, probably about 6 months before Stephen Murray started. A group of people sitting around that just said, hey, how cool would it be if we had a phone number for people by themselves who could call, they could get spotters. If they become unresponsive, we can get them some help. It started with an idea and a Google voice number, and it just went from there. Very, very, very simple. You know, how many calls a day do we get? That greatly varies. You know, there are some, and that's not a great answer, and I know that, but there are some days when we may get 5 or 6 calls. We have gotten over 40 calls in one day. It just varies. And people call for different reasons. A lot of people, of course, are calling to you. Some people are calling just to find out, is this real? Is somebody really going to answer the phone? Are you real? And if you are real, what do you sound like? Do you sound like the police? Do you sound like the people? Or do you sound like somebody that is like us? So, you know, that's kind of what we get.
Oh, I saw another question in the chat, and where did it go? Oh, would it be similar to the website THRS?
I'm not real sure what it's going to look like. But yeah, I mean, we basically sit with anyone who's at risk of, you know, experiencing respiratory depression or respiratory failure as a result of using a substance. That's kind of what we're there for. You know, and it looks it looks like however the caller wants it to look, because ultimately they drive the call. We got to get basic stuff. I need something to call you. If it's Bugs Bunny, it's Bugs Bunny. I'm fine with that. I'd like to have a phone number to call you back in case we get disconnected. And and I got to have your address. I got to know where you're at so that I can send some help. Now, help could be in the form of EMS. So it could also be a trusted neighbor, a friend. If there's maybe someone in the home with you that knows what's up, but maybe they're asleep and you just don't want to wake them up. But if you get in trouble, they're down to help you and can respond quicker. I'm really, really happy with how we allow the callers to drive the conversation. They can talk, they can not talk, we can do whatever. Just, a 10, 15-second check-in every so often. Hey, are you good? And I just need a purposeful response. How do we get and retain supporters or answers? We have a volunteer interest form, which is just a quick Google Doc that's on the website and on the Facebook page that they can fill out. And then myself or Amber will contact them and kind of just, make sure it's really what they want to do. We go through a training. We've got written consent to actually listen to a call where a caller became unresponsive and went into respiratory arrest, and I had to activate EMS. So we go ahead and make sure that they're okay with hearing that and being able to go through that process. How do we retain them? We're working on that too. We are now officially a 501c3. And yes, and with that, we should be able to, we absolutely will be able to start stipending operators moving forward.
Yeah, and unpaid labor is not sustainable.
It absolutely is not. It is not.
Amazing. Any other thoughts or considerations? Comments?
Kimber Kimber, oh, you raggedy baby. I love you so much. So since Kimber put it out there, that's Kimber picked up from a syringe access. There was a never use alone card in her kit that was placed there a few days earlier by my BFF, my very best friend in the world, Stephen Murray, who's on this call. He was a paramedic in North Adams, Massachusetts at the time. Kimber called after having had a period of abstinence and got me. 13 minutes into the call, Kimber became unresponsive. I activated EMS, and it took a conversation later in the day to realize that the voice that I said that I heard say EMS, anybody home, was the same person that put the cards in the syringe access just a few days before. Stephen put the cards out. She picked the card up. She called. I answered. She became unresponsive. I called EMS. Stephen and his team are the ones that pulled her out of the bathroom and revived her. Kimber saved her own life by calling Never Use Alone, and Stephen and I are very blessed to be a part of her story.
I don't think there's any more evidence more powerful than that.
And now Kimber's thriving, new state, a whole career. Well, she calls me mama, so I'm gonna say she's gonna make me a grandma this fall. It just don't get no better than that.
Woo! All right. Oh, Stephen. Okay.
What you got to say, Stephen? What you got to say?
It's a rare event for me just to say I'm speechless. Sorry.
But it was real simple. Y'all, it's so fucking simple. Kimber saved her own life. She called a number, and that's the thing we have to remember, people, and I'm preaching to the choir, but I think it deserves to be repeated. We can save our own lives. We can take care of each other when we are given the tools to do so. we can. Kimber did it.
I am, we are ready to have a bit of a break, but before we do, can we please give a big round of emoji and reaction love to Jesse, Stephen, and what was the sweet pea's name?
Kimber.
Kimber, for all of the amazing work and that, you know, a real moment. Woo-hoo. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off our recording.